Joint review, Taylor Swiftmas. As Taylor Swift marks her birthday weekend with the release of both an Eras Tour film and docuseries, I rediscover a review I wrote of her Reputation Stadium tour, all the way back in 2018. Merry Swiftmas to those who celebrate. The pop icon Taylor Swift's 36th birthday was this Saturday, December 13th. Swifties have also had other reasons to celebrate this weekend, as the long-awaited Eras Tour docuseries and second film dropped on Disney Plus on Friday. I've been a Swiftie for as long as I can remember, and I've been lucky enough to see her twice, in Dublin on the 2018 Reputation Stadium tour, and in 2024 for the third London night of the Eras Tour. So to the end of an era, which aired on Disney Plus on the December 12th, 2025. I have to admit that there were moments that made me a little emotional. The Eras Tour really was a phenomenon, and it's beautiful to see the behind-the-scenes perspective of how it all came together. It was a remarkable moment in time where millions of individuals around the globe came together, united by music, joy, and friendship bracelets. I haven't yet watched the Eras Tour, the final show, but I definitely won't be waiting long. I'm so glad to finally have a film that represents the show that I went to see, because the Eras Tour evolved so much in between the 2023 and 2024 legs. When I went, the Tortured Poets Department section of the show was actually one of my favorite moments, so I'm really looking forward to watching this in the film. Taylor's 11th album, The Tortured Poets Department, was only released in April 2024, so it didn't feature at all in the original 2023 Eras Tour movie, which I never actually saw, because I wanted to avoid spoilers until I went to the gig myself. Coincidentally, recently I was going through old documents on my laptop when I came across a piece I'd written about the first time I saw Taylor Swift, when I was 9. I was in year 4 at the time, and I think it was a special homework assignment for school, because I had taken a cheeky few days off in order to go to Dublin and see Taylor. For context, I broke my arm about a month before the show, but this didn't matter to me at all. I think it's funny how I've now been writing reviews for Voice for over a year, but really writing is something that I've been doing practically forever. So I thought I'd share my old review, especially since that gig is still one of my favorites I've ever been to. I have been looking forward to Taylor Swift's Reputation Stadium tour since December, when Mom and Dad first bought me the tickets. Unfortunately, a month before we were due to fly, I broke my arm. I was determined not to let anything stand in my way, and it didn't /T. Read on to discover the story of one of the best nights of my life. After leaving Travelodge, kid out with the I Love Taylor cap from a 1989 tour in 2015, and my big #1 fan hand. The first task was to catch a taxi. This was seemingly impossible, what with the Reputation concert at Croke Park, the famous JA Stadium, and another gig on at the 3 Arena. We decided to go back into the hotel to see if they could call one, and luckily the woman behind the desk got us one almost straight away. They like our uniform, she said, closing the door. However, when we got in the taxi, we couldn't tell and go straight to Croke Park, for it was next to an estate of houses, and the locals didn't like having their drives blocked by taxis. Upon arriving at Croke Park, the first of the support acts, Charlie XCX, was just starting, and there were people handing out wristbands that glowed different colors, depending on what song was on. A gift from Taylor, they told us, placing one in first Mom's hand, then mine. Around 10 minutes after we found our seats in the lower tier, the other support act, Camila Cabello, came on just before she finished her final song, Havana. Mom and I went to the bar to beat the queue. Mom got curry chips, and I got plain chips with ketchup. Looking back now, Mom says, "You wouldn't have gone during the concert, so those small tubs saved us from starving." Just when we were finishing our chips, the loudspeakers launched into action. "Please welcome Taylor Swift on her Reputation Stadium tour." It boomed, so all 82,000 people could hear. Then loads of smoke started spurting up from the main stage, and it started to kind of move forward. It opened up because it was triangular, and in the narrow gap was a blonde, hooded shadow dressed entirely in black. "Are you ready for it?" sang Taylor Swift, lifting a microphone to her lips. Enthusiastically, the stadium roared, and I sang along to every word. After that amazing entrance, she sang, "I Did Something Bad." She truly puts on a great show, because when it got to bad, part fire shot out of the top of the stage, Plus, when it came to the double beat, 2 sets of red fireworks zoomed off in different directions. Following this, she introduced herself and that sort of stuff, and then played Gorgeous. In the middle of the song, she stopped singing and introduced her dancers, which was nice. And when she came to the lyrics, guess I'll just stumble on home to my cats. Loads of pictures of her cats popped up on the screen behind her. One of the greatest to watch was her hit, Look What You Made Me Do. There was a golden seesaw/throne that dancers ran along and balanced, and a hissing snake on the screen. At one point, there was actually a metal robot cobra behind the throne-like thing. Delicate was another one of the best, though. She got into a sort of golden ball and went along a wire like a cable car, dropping her off on a smaller stage on the pitch, where standing fans were. She then sang what is probably the best song she ever released, Shake It Off. Loads of dancers were in brightly colored suits on both mini-stages. The support acts were on the same mini-stage, and Taylor herself was wearing a multicolored, stripy short dress. There was also 2 giant mechanical snakes, one on each mini-stage, and whenever the head went lower, the tail went higher. She then played Mean on acoustic guitar for the first time in her whole Reputation Stadium tour. She also played snippets of some other oldies, You Belong With Me being one of them. Then, probably what was one of the best moments of the concert, although I dare say there's a million, was when she actually ran through the crowd. When she got to the stage that was closer to us, she sang Dress, and one of my personal favorites, Blank Space. She then started singing Bad Blood on the mini stage, got on another cable car-like thing shaped like a snake skeleton, and ended the song back on the main stage whilst acrobats performed in harnesses. The next song was Getaway Car, during which the screen showed a desert with some of the lyrics written in glowing fairy lights. The second last song was a bit of We Are Never Getting Back Together, and Taylor ended her Reputation Stadium Tour 2018 with another one of my favorites. This is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. There was a mock fountain that Taylor stood on the top tier of, and the dancers used the middle and lowest tiers. There was also a fireworks display during the song, and the odd firework in other songs. Unluckily on Saturday, I was quite ill, but I'd made it to Taylor Swift. To conclude, although I've only ever seen 2 concerts in my life, I'm convinced that no one will top that performance, unless Tay-Tay tops it herself.